Sorry. Phew. So, so I was sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting, and then like a minute and 20 seconds before the timer went off, I was like, oh, I have to do 8 things before the stream. Sorry. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Glad everybody could join us. I see James is here and Judy is here. And there's Anita. Hello, hello. So, I'm back from DragonCon. I'm exhausted still, but it was a great weekend. The writer's track went, I won't say perfectly, but exceptionally well. Exceptionally well for my first year. So I am very, very happy with it. So yeah, so that's very exciting. So today I'm like, yesterday I did some stuff and I vegged out a lot because I came home from the hotel yesterday. So we got home in the, about, I don't know, 10:30ish or something. And then, you know, just kind of chilled out. I did some things that needed to get done, but then mostly just relaxed. I still haven't even finished unpacking. I'm only like 10% unpacked. So, and usually I try to unpack right away. Otherwise the suitcase will just sit there for a week and a half, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But I was too tired. I was just too tired. I'm really glad I stayed in the hotel an extra day. Because I got to go to Dead Dog. So for those who don't know, many cons on the evening of the last day, like usually programming ends sometime in the afternoon and then the con is over. And usually that night there's a party called Dead Dog, and it's usually just like a low-key hangout in some room for volunteers, sometimes guests who are staying over, and you just kind of chill out and relax. Well, I was like, oh, I'm going to be in the hotel, so I'll sign up for Dead Dog for DragonCon, because you have to actually have a ticket or whatever. So, I go, and I actually was late because I forgot about it. So I was a little late, but it was a full-on sit-down dinner, like complete with servers and like actual plates and things. And apparently there were announcements at the beginning that I obviously missed. And, yeah. So, but I got to hang out with my senior director a little bit and we chatted. So yeah, so it was good. Like I was there, I had dessert. I missed the dinner, but I had already eaten because I forgot. And I also didn't know it was an actual sit-down dinner, so I'll know better next time. So let's see. Judy says the track was great. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, thank you. James says Shelly was being rude and made me restart. Rude, Shelly. Very rude. I'm so sorry. I don't know who Shelly is. So, but it went really well. There were a couple little hiccups here and there, but overall, I think the track, like the programming, y'all, we were packed. Programming starts on Thursday evening, and we had the TWT social. We had a whole bunch of people there. There were like 100. I can tell you how many people were there. Hang on. Well, roughly. It's hard to count people who are just milling about. I haven't even opened I haven't taken out any of my paperwork or anything. My office is a mess. So, we had 178 people at the TWT thing. Now, granted, most of them were not yet members, although a lot of them joined this weekend, as you saw if you're in the Facebook group. But we had 178 people milling about. So we had over 100 people in almost everything on Thursday and Friday. There were only 4 things on Thursday and Friday that had less than 100, but they all had more than 50. And on Saturday, we had a few over 100. We had one under 50, but all the rest were over. And some were real close. Like some were like, we have a 95 and an 81. And then on Sunday...
The Shaggy Shepherd just followed. Yay.
Welcome in, Shaggy Shepherd! Which is a great name, by the way. And then on Sunday, we had several. We had one panel that had 167 people in it. It also had Charlene Harris on it, so that was a thing. But yeah, and so even the very last panel of the weekend, which was Sunday, I mean, that's wrong. It was Monday at 1 o'clock, the last panel, which was moderated by Miss Judy Black Cloud. It had 94 people in it at 1 o'clock on Monday when everybody's checking out. So it was great. Oh, Shaggy Shepherd was there. Yay. What shall I call you, Shaggy Shepherd? Shall I call you Shep? You want me to call you Shaggy? You have another name you want me to call you? Let's see. Oh, Shelly is my work computer. Okay, James. I have not been as yet introduced to Shelly, so please tell her I said hi. Sophia, welcome in. Sophia's on the train. Okay. Well, I appreciate you taking me with you on your journey. And there's Ariel, who was in the track a lot this weekend and who is looking great for having just had surgery a couple weeks ago. Sophia says, too many for my taste. Well, the good thing about the TWT social, even though there were a lot of people in there, it never really felt super crowded because everybody was like up and walking around. It wasn't like everybody was sitting and watching a thing. Everybody was milling about, having some cookies, chatting, etc., etc., etc. Judy says, I was so shocked so many people were there for that one. I know, right? See, I know how to put together a track. And, so some people were like, oh my God, I was up at 10 o'clock in the morning to get to this panel. And that's the whole point. You put the panels that people are going to want to see, like the topics that people are going to want to see. You put those in the difficult time slots. So you put those at 10 a.m. or the last slot. I was actually wanting to put the crowdfunding one in a sooner slot, but everything else, you have to balance so much, especially at a big event like Dragon Con, because you've got so many guests and so much programming. If you want certain people, you've got to do, really coordinate well. So 10 a.m. is early for a convention when you've got programming that goes until 4 o'clock in the morning. Yes, 10 a.m. is early for a convention. So yeah. Let's see. The Shaggy Shepherd says that I can call them Shaggy or Izzy. I'll try to remember Izzy because I love that. So we'll see. But I'll call you Shaggy either way. I mean, one or the other. Thank you for the options. James says, I know I'm weird. I name all the things. It helps with the yelling. Understood. I was not questioning the naming of the things. I just didn't know which thing that Shelly was. So, let's see. Ariel says, I was struggling with makeup each day, but glad it came out great. I knew what you meant. The typos. So yeah, it was a really good time, and I am considering it a great success. So yeah, and we raised a ton of money for NAMI, which is the National Alliance on Mental Illness, which was our charity this year. The writer's track turned in, I think it was like $2,700 that we raised just in the track. I had no specific fundraisers for the charity because I didn't do anything super crazy this year because I wanted to get my sea legs, right? I wanted to just have a regular year before I start, but I have so many ideas, y'all. And, yeah. And so we turned in like $2,700 for NAMI, which means that the writer's track will have donated whatever that is times two, $5,400, or maybe it was 26. It was between 26 and 2,700. So Dragon Con matches what the tracks raise up to $150,000. So yeah. So we kicked ass. It was so fun. That was probably the best time I've ever had at Dragon Con. All right. So let's see what we're doing. What are we working on today? So as you might imagine, I have a whole bunch of post-Dragon Con stuff to do, and I have a ton of multiverse stuff to do. But first, I'm still working on getting, like, capturing all that in my Notion to-do page. Because there's a lot of things. So I had to get caught up. There were a bunch of stuff I had to sort through that was sitting in there from, before Dragon Con. And so I'm already partially through putting this stuff in I need to put in, but I need to put in more. So what are y'all working on today? Here's a funny thing that happened. So I came home and I put my laptop in here and I plugged my hub in, or I plugged a bunch of things into the laptop that are supposed to be plugged into the laptop for me to use all my stuff. And then I was like, hang on, what was not working? Oh, my keyboard wasn't working. And I was like, why isn't my keyboard working? So I'm like messing with it's not a Bluetooth keyboard, it's a USB wireless keyboard. So I'm plugging the thing into the hub and taking it out and plugging it in. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, okay, so I changed the batteries because it had like a low battery light also. So I'm like, okay, is it the keyboard or is it the hub? But then I realized my microphone wasn't on. And I was like, okay, that's the hub. And I'm like, so that meant I had no full-size computer or no full-size keyboard. So I get out this tiny little Bluetooth keyboard I have. So I've got this and I order me a new hub. And I order it. And it had same day delivery. So I was like, yes. So I got it and it arrived yesterday afternoon. And as I'm plugging everything in, like, because it's a little different than the one I have, it doesn't have one particular type of plug. It doesn't have a USB-C plug in, which my old one did. And that's what I had plugged into the computer, to the laptop. And so when I was trying to figure that part out, I realized that when I plugged all this stuff into my laptop, I didn't actually plug the connector that connects the hub to the laptop. So I have two perfectly well functioning hubs now. But I kept the new one because it's a standy uppy one and the other one was horizontal, so it took up a lot of desk space. So yeah, user error. It was dumb, but oh well. Let's see. Anita is working on emails and then the final edits from her beta reader feedback for Tales of the Norse Gods. Yay. Ariel is resting and having lunch for this sprint. Y'all, I already ate. Aren't you proud of me? So that sounds great, Ariel. Let's see. Izzy says, working through developmental edits on my short story that's due for an anthology soon. But Dragon Con gave me so many ideas that I'm mostly rewriting the whole thing. Not sure I'll manage to finish it on time, but I'm trying to use For the Words and TWT to keep me motivated. You got this, Izzy. I have faith in you. And even if you don't get it done in time, there are lots and lots and lots of other calls that you could check out as well. So there are anthologies going all the time. All right, what's everybody else doing? James, are you working on day job stuff? My voice is still a little wobbly. I'm assuming Judy is working on day job stuff. And Sophia's still on the train. And I think that's everybody. Okay, so I'm going to be working on my Notion list. And then I'm going to start... The next thing I'm going to do after that is I've got a ton of messages and emails from people. And I know that if I get many more, I'm going to get super overwhelmed. So I need to start tackling those. So I'm going to work on finishing up the to-do list. Excuse me. And then I'm going to work on communications. Oh. All right. Judy says, sort of. Weirdly, my work building flooded this weekend, so I'm working from home. So I'm battling laundry. The struggle is real. I haven't even unpacked my clothes yet. Although I honestly, to be fair, I don't do a lot of cosplay and cute outfits anymore because I'm old and I just don't care. So like, I don't have a whole lot of, and I don't do multiple wardrobe changes per day. I don't know, Judy, I'm not saying you do, but like, I feel like I have probably less laundry than most Dragon Con goers, is really what I'm saying. So, and I did a bunch of laundry before I left, so I can go a little while before I'm battling that particular monster. So yeah. All right. Shall we get going? Oh, I don't know if you guys noticed. But we have a train on our Spirit City. Yes, I broke down. Oh, there's Rose. Hello, Rose. I was just talking about Dragon Con. So those of you who don't know, Rose volunteered for the Writer's Tracks, so she was a big part of my team, and she did such a great job. And there's Jay. Hey, Jay, how come I didn't see you this weekend? How come I didn't get to meet your mom? I was supposed to meet your mom. I am sad I didn't get to meet your mom. I mean, I'm sad I didn't get to see you too, but I see you, generally, but I didn't get to meet your mom. I'm very sad. Yes, the train is super cute. Look, there's an outside as well. Look. How cute is that? Look. And I can change like what's outside the like where we're going, so we can be in space. So we'll play with that a little bit during the break, but I just wanted to show you. So this DLC is really, really cute. And I think it's super cool because it obviously is setting up for different locations that are outside the home. So I think it's really cool. Judy says, this DLC is my fave. The new spirits are so cute. I haven't got any of the new spirits. As a matter of fact, we need to figure out who we're going to get first. All right. Let's see. Soft rumble of passing trains from inside the cabin. So we're inside the cabin. Has a way of calming me. It makes me think back to an adorable mascot I saw upon first arriving in the city. Okay, so we're already in the inside cabin. So I'm assuming it's the very first, spirit that we have to have is our very first spirit companion, which is her. Oh yeah, I bought all the new color DLCs also. Look how cute these are. Okay, so I think I want to do this one though. I like that one. Okay. But I don't have, so we need sound. That must be the thing, is the sound. If there's a sound of the train. Is there sound of a train? I'm not seeing a sound of a train. Oh, relaxing rails. There it is. Okay, but I'm going to turn that down because it's way too loud for me. Okay, so we got the sound. What else are we missing? So we're inside the cabin. We've got the sound. Okay, so maybe I've got to use the main... Oh, the background where the train is. Oh, that's a good idea. Wait, let me see. Actually, that's not right. Decor. No, I wonder if I have to do the main spirit, like this guy. Maybe I can't have the other ones. Nope, not that either. Um, okay. So we've got the rumble of the passing trains. We're inside the cabin I saw upon first arriving to the city. Okay, so maybe it's not the cat. Maybe, I mean, it makes sense it would be the cat. But it had like a squarish top? I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay. Oh, yes. Oh, that makes sense, Judy. I'm a dork. That's probably exactly what it is. So I need decor. So we need the city. Ah! You are so good, Judy. So good. All right. An ad starts in 1 minute, by the way, guys. All right. So, perfect. We are now luring our very first train spirit. Yes, Izzy. It is called Lo-Fi Spirit City. It's not really a game in that you have particular objectives or anything. It's a productivity game. So you've got lots of different things that you can use. Let me move this guy over. And you've got different places, and I'll show you a little bit more about it during the break, if you're unfamiliar. But you can it's on Steam, and I don't know if you can get it elsewhere, but I get it on Steam. So Judy gets a gold star for figuring out we had to have the cityscape in the background. Great job. Oh, I'm gonna snooze this. I'm gonna snooze this ad. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So let's get into it. I've got 20 minutes on the clock. I snoozed the ad for 5 minutes, so it's going to come up in 5 minutes. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Oop, hang on. What am I supposed to be doing here? Okay, 20 minutes on the clock. Let's get going, y'all. Okay, y'all, that's the end of that sprint. Thank you so much, Jay, for the sub. You're awesome. Thank you, thank you. And I did check my posture, and I was sitting straight. I don't know if I was before I checked my posture, but I was after. So, how did everybody do? I mostly finished. I finished adding the things to my Notion to-do list that I had in my head currently to add. There's other stuff I know I need to do, but I'm not just going to sit here and rack my brains. I'll just wait till they hit my head and then I'll put them in there. And so then I shifted over to yawning. I shifted over to doing one multiverse email that needs to go out. We have a guest who has sprung on us that they can only do 1 day of programming when they originally said they could do all 3. And so, yeah. So I have to send them an email, say, dude, our schedule's done. But, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So Shay says, oh wait, James says, James is very excited for the software updates, clearly. And Shay is trying to finish their daily word count so they can watch Wednesday. Yes, that's the thing. Positive reinforcement, man. Positive reinforcement. Jay says, I got some words in. Yes. Just getting back in the groove after Dragon Con. I am near the groove. I am not as yet in the groove, but I am near the groove at this point. I'm really tired, y'all. I am old. Ooh. So, Anita, finish the emails. Oops, sorry, I hit the microphone. Sorry, y'all. Oh, my gain is real high. I didn't realize the gain was so high. Was I like yelling? Is this better? Am I not like yelling at you now? You can turn it's safe to turn your volume up a little now. I didn't realize the gain was so high. All right. Oh, it sounds the same to you? Well, that's super weird. Okay, so Anita finished the emails. Now to stare at the book and try to edit. Also, the evil chicken got another fan in Sunday social time. Because the evil chicken is awesome. In an evil way, of course. In an evil way. Shay said, I'm so sad I missed everyone at Dragon Con this year. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. But we'll see you next year, maybe? Izzy said, I got a few hundred words in on my new outline and one scene, and also edited a little of the original story. You got a lot done that round. Great job. And welcome in, Danielle. Good to see you. I just saw a study that just said living through COVID, even if you didn't get it, has aged our brains. Yeah, absolutely. It was global trauma, I think. But particularly for the US, because we are not used to cultural trauma like that. At least white Americans are not used to cultural trauma. But yeah, I believe that. For real. For real, for real. I'm sleepy. I could literally take a nap. And y'all know I am not a napper. Oh. So, I'm going to add... and we are in cooler weather now. Slightly cooler weather here in Georgia. So I'm switching... after I finish the tea I have in the fridge, I'm going to switch back to hot tea, y'all. I'm going to start turning on my electric blanket at night. All right. Shall we get back into it? We are still not hunting. We are luring our spirit in. You can see the little spirit decks has the little circle around it. So we are still luring that little guy in. So we'll see. Hopefully, maybe during the break, we'll be able to meet our new little spirit friend. Danielle says, so lovely to finally be out of the 100+ degrees. Yay, Danielle. Let's see. Izzy says, North Carolina is getting second summer this weekend. I'm so sorry. Shay is in South Carolina and it feels like fall here. Here as well. So yeah, so that means I'll get to start using my office space heater probably in a few weeks. So this room is never a comfortable temperature for me. Either I'm way too hot or I'm way too cold. So, but you know, it is what it is. All right, shall we get back into it before I start yawning again? Okay, 20 more minutes, y'all. Danielle, what are you working on today? My office is the same way. Yeah, the weather here is much nicer than Georgia. I used my space heater this morning, but my cat hogged it. My space heater is a tall one, not a short one. So even if one of my cats wanted to hog it, they'd only be able to hog the bottom. Day job, school stuffs for Danielle. I figured that's what was happening. Did you start this week or last week? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer. Let's get back into it, y'all. Here we go. I'm gonna go word this delicate email. Here we go. Okay, y'all, that's the end of that sprint. How did you do? I sent out my very diplomatic email, and then I'm working on. So I have this mailing list that is all of the Dragon Con guests and attending professionals that I have contact information for. And it's what I use to send out a survey when I'm working on my track offerings. I sent out an email to see who's interested in what. I mean, a survey to see who's interested in what. So I had a bunch of people come to me going, hey, I want to do this or I want to do that next year or whatever. And I said, send me your email address. So I've got a whole bunch of those in various places. I've got them on Facebook. I've got them in email, like emails that are not my DragonCon email because that's how the person had to get a hold of me. And then emails that are my DragonCon email. So I have to, I'm getting ready to sort through those. I started, and then I realized I started with email when I meant to start with Facebook because that will be it'll be faster to get through those because there are fewer of them, and I want to check that off my list. So yeah. So that's going to be next sprint. Let's see. Jay says, the word's not flowing. I've hit a rut, exhaustion, and day job. Also, give yourself some grace, Jay, because you're just coming back from a huge event and you went straight to work. So, like, give yourself a break, You've had a very stressful several days, and not necessarily, like, bad stress, but still stress, right? So, let's see. James says software updates complete. And now I'm trying to get this job to run. Good luck. Good luck. My husband had a huge crisis this weekend at work, and you'll appreciate this. Apparently when they do their end of the month stuff, they had a long weekend. So yay. So they have like automated things, and then they have manual things where they have to go into the server and do a few things before the next automated batch, which has an automated start time, not time, but like in relation to the rest of the process. And so when they went to do that this weekend, the manual part was not accessible. They couldn't get to the server to do the things they needed to do. But then the automated part ran anyway, so it fucked everything up. He was in crisis all weekend with this. So he was super stressed out. And it freaked me out because I was trying to get a hold of him on Sunday, and he didn't answer any of my messages online. He didn't answer Holly's text. And then, like, when I called him, he didn't pick up. So I was like, oh my God, he's dead. Because that's what I always think. But he was okay. He was just stressed. So, but you'll appreciate the chaos of that, I'm sure, James. All right, let's take a quick break. Let me put 5 minutes on the red timer. So, if you need to get something to eat or something to drink, or you need to use the bathroom or whatever, at the very least, please get up out of your chair, stretch your bod. But this is the time this is the time we set to do those things. Also, if you haven't yet taken your meds, and you should have taken your meds by now, please do that. I've still got a few more vitamins to take this afternoon, but I've taken all of my important meds. So yeah. Small amount of editing accomplished. And James is in it right now. Yeah, I hope you don't have the crisis he had. I need to go fill up my tea again, and then I also need to use the bathroom. So I'll probably be most of the time. But when I get back, we have a spirit to meet, because you see by the red dot that we have lured our spirit. Our very first train spirit. I'm very excited. All right, Ariel says, for now, while I'm recovering from con, cold, and surgery, I'm just taking ideas and adding to my notes app to work on later. Excellent plan. Excellent plan, Ariel. All right, I'm going to be right back. Y'all be right back, and we'll meet back here and get back into it. All right? right. I'm back. Phew. Okay, shall we meet our new spirit? Let me get settled here. All right, let's see who our new spirit is, y'all. Here we go. He's a conductor. Ursa. With the beloved reputation of being the mascot for Spirit Railways dating back over a century, Ursa may just be the most well-known spirit in the area. Bearing a jolly conductor's uniform and a wide-open grin, Ursa cheerfully welcomes each and every passenger with a salute as they board their train. This spirit delights in seeing children's faces light up as it greets them and loves doing silly tricks, dances, and comedy acts to make kids laugh and smile. Ursa prides itself on its efforts in encouraging people to use more public transportation as an affordable and environmentally friendly travel method. Even when off duty, you can often catch an Ursa riding the train just for fun, pointing out landmarks and tourist spots for all to admire. Ursas with unique uniforms and fur colorations can be found across different regional stations. While this has long been believed to be a natural phenomenon, more recently the zipper seen on the spirit's back has led to rumors that Ursa is actually just wearing a mascot costume. But Spirit Railway has never given credit to these rumors. Spirit Railways and its trains' patented dimension-hopping magic have been a long-standing fixture of Spirit City, now renowned as a hub for interdimensional travel. Many beings, spirits, cultures, and communities from far-off worlds have put down roots here thanks to the once bustling railways ferrying them to new, exciting lives within the city. While other modern means of travel might have since become more efficient for getting around the city, nothing quite beats the charm and nostalgia of a leisurely train ride to places unknown. Oh my God, how cute is he? Wait, did we get another one? We got two, y'all! Look! Double! Courier. If you ever found a letter gently placed on your windowsill, you may have been visited by a courier. Couriers are earnest spirits who help deliver mail to the farthest reaches of distant dimensions. They take their responsibilities very seriously, securing their precious cargo in an enchanted satchel, bag of holding, that safely stores letters without a single crinkle or crease while en route to its destination. I lost my place. I've learned that leaving a few seeds scattered on the windowsills is considered a welcome treat for a hard-working courier. Couriers can sense the intent behind every piece of mail they deliver, and their dimension-traveling magic becomes more potent the more sincere and earnest the emotion is. Travel postcards, save the dates, thank you notes, and flyers promoting local events and establishments are some of this spirit's favorite mail to carry. But while rarer nowadays, a heartfelt letter to a dear friend is considered the ultimate prize for any lucky courier to be entrusted with. Living out near the edge of the city, it still surprises me when I see just how big and endless Spirit City seems. Watching the buildings pass by from the train, I can't help but think about all the people who call it home. Spirits and people living and working together. I never experienced anything like that until I came here for my spiritography studies. I still remember the letter accepting my application delivered by none other than a courier. That's so cute, y'all. We got two for the price of one. All right, so let me put our little train conductor as our guy. Let's see. Here he is. Let me see what colors we've got. Okay. These are cute. I think I want to go with the purple one. What do you think? I feel like we'll do the purple and pink one. There we go. All right. And then tomorrow, while we search for the new one, then we will use the courier. So, how about we just look out the window? Look, he's sleeping now. He fell asleep. He. Okay, y'all, these are so cute. It's disgusting how cute they are. Yes, they are very clever and very cute. I see what you did there, Ariel. Yeah, I know, 2 for 1, right? Huzzah! So, okay. So, I'm going to get back into what I was doing before. I also brought some little snackies up to snack on because I'm a little peckish. I ate right before the stream, though, so I'm not going to eat a lot. Okay. Can I ask a Dragon Con question? Of course you can. Go ahead. So I'll just stay on the mic because it'll be easier to probably answer with voice than with typing. So I'll just wait for that. Nom, 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 nom. All right. While we're waiting on the question. Oh, there it is. Will the panels be put online? No. Nope, nope, nope. You can find the bigger panels and stuff on DragonCon TV, and you can get like a subscription to that for like $10 a year or $20 a year, something super cheap. But things in my track are not recorded, so yeah, I'm sorry. You'll just have to come back next year. There'll be more good ones. But that's a good question. But no, we don't. We actually don't even allow recording in the room at all. So we'll give guests some leeway with that if they want to get like snippets of themselves giving an answer for social media. But the caveat has to be it's just them, and it's not the whole thing. It's just when they talk. So oh yay, we get to stretch. Stretch, y'all, stretch. Oh. All right. Let's see. Rose says, I think the Fantasy Lit track has a YouTube and we'll put theirs online. Yes, probably. Oh, you're going to be out of the country next year. I'm sorry. Sad. You may want to check out Continual, which is the con that never ends. Just search Facebook for Continual. It's spelled just like it sounds. But it's like got a hyphen because it's continual. I wish the story seed to plot panel was recorded. It sounded like a good one. We'll have more along those same lines. So yeah. Yes, yay, stretching. Yeah, that felt good. So thank you very much. All right. We're going to do this again. Oh, what did I do with my Spirit City? Okay, I got to move that back over to the other screen. Okay. We're going to get right back into this, y'all. We ready? 20 minutes. Here we go. Almost missed the timer. I was like, oh, it looks like we're getting close. And I was like, oh crap, 2 seconds. All right. Welcome into Autumn and Sophia. Glad you could both join us. Autumn says, I'm working on my Dark Academia Cottagecore Heartlock. Awesome. Still on chapter 1. Excellent. The bad boy romance. I like it. Sophia says, I've been at a doctor's appointment and I've gone all day. The appointment itself took 15 minutes. I mean, isn't that always the way? But I treated my nephew to dinner and did some shopping. Good. The thrifting gods were very good to me and led me to a gorgeous phoenix necklace and some new in the package knitting needles from a very good brand. That's awesome. Yay. Oh, and there's a link to the necklace. Let's go look. Oh, that is gorgeous. Oh, I love that. Very, very nice. Very nice. So, I've been sorting through emails and stuff. I did get through the Facebook messages. I've been sorting through email stuff. And a whole bunch of people who are like, put me on the mailing list. We're already on the mailing list. Yeah. So, €3. That is absolutely an excellent thrifting find. Yes, that is awesome. Awesome, awesome. So how'd everybody else do that round? Sophia, you're going to sit and rest? I feel like you should sit and rest with all that traveling for that 15-minute appointment. We're going to do one more sprint and then we'll take a 5-minute break. And Autumn also just got here. So yay. Oh, Sophia has a test tomorrow, so you're going to be studying, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, so Ink and Play is Autumn, for those who are not making that association. I like the new name, too, by the way. I like that. I think that's super cool. So, yeah. So I feel like we should get into it. Sophia says, I think I know 90% of the content. That's awesome. So then just review. Yeah. Yeah, so you just review a little bit. I mean, I would also be happy enough with a B. James says, well, I am sticking to the song 99 bugs in the code. Write one patch, push it to prod, 142 bugs in the code. That feels correct. That feels like that's normal. So, no, I think Sophia was saying no, she's not going to do any reviewing. Thank you, Rose.
Rose Even Star 21 just redeemed Octomuse.
Octomuse! Oh, I should... Oh, Pansy is still packed. I have not... He's down in the basement. So, Sophia... I'll try to get him out for tomorrow. But, Sophia crocheted a dragon for our writer's track in the Dragon Con colors, and we spent the weekend, the whole like group of like the whole track, brainstorming names. And what I ultimately decided was, out of all the suggestions, was Pansy the Plot Dragon, because I thought that was hilarious. So that is the name of our new dragon. But again, he's still packed in a box, so... let's see. Oh, no, you will not be happy with a B. Okay. Let's see. Yes, it is the Autumn you know, Sophia. I think. I don't know. I mean, I feel like at some point it'll dawn on them, the reference. But, okay, here we go. All right, let me fix my my camera so you guys can actually see. Oh, I've got to actually physically fix my camera because it's already on the lowest. Oop, that's a little too high. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's the Swamp Dragon from Terry Pratchett's Guards. I don't get that reference. So, I was thinking a different thing. I can't remember what I was thinking though. I mean, we've got Puff the Magic Dragon, and there's something else, but I don't remember, which is a book about a dragon. Yeah, that is the autumn that you know, Sophia. Well, let me confirm. You're the autumn with the baby, who's probably getting closer to a toddler now. So I want to make sure I've got the right autumn as well. Look at this random. This is not long enough to stay up in the stick, but it's too long to really stay where it's supposed to. It just goes everywhere. All right, y'all. Let's get back into it. Okay. So, 20 minutes, y'all. I'm just going to keep on chugging with these emails. Here we go. Okay, my button didn't work. All right. Thank you, Rose, for the Octomuse. Awesome. Thank you, thank you. How'd everybody do that round? Y'all, my voice is still a little wobbly. It's still a little wobbly today. I can hear it. Y'all probably can't hear it, but I can hear it. So, oop, wrong way. There we go. Let's see. Sophia says, I'm at 95% now. How long are you going for today? I don't know. Maybe we'll go a little late. I'm feeling like I'm on a roll. So we'll go and maybe another hour and a half, hour and 15. I don't know. Until I get tired of being on camera, I guess. How about we change the background of the, so one of the cool things you can do with the new thing. So I'm gonna pull it out a little bit so y'all can see the full view of the of this part of the car. So you can change the background that you can see. So I originally had it on this one. You can also change the speed. Like we can go faster or slower or medium. And we can change whether the train moves. So if that becomes a problem, the bouncing or whatever. We've got an underwater one and a space one and a pretty outdoorsy one. I like this one. And then there's a winter. Then there's this one that is islands. Oh, I already did the underwater. And obviously the seascape, I mean the cityscape, and then the country. Ooh, that's going fast, y'all. Phew, I'm getting motion sick just watching it. So, so yeah, I think we'll do this one now for now though, and go a little bit faster than that. There we go. I know it goes everywhere. So I'm expecting them to create spaces in a, like different places you can go, right? I like the country and underwater, but they're all cute. Yeah, I like the floaty one. It's very fantasy looking. And then I like the underwater one as well. But I think this one's really pretty. And then you can change. You can see I've got like the steam. So I did the steampunk one because we were in the clouds. But you've got like, you can change the look of the window. So if we're like, we could do that. Or this. Or this. Oh, wait, that's the one we just had. That. There we go. Oh, that one's cool. And the seating can all be changed. The table can be changed. But I'm not going through and changing all this stuff, y'all, because I don't feel like it right now. And those who haven't seen, we also have an outdoorsy part. So, here we go. Do. Pretty, right? Okay, that one is still going way too fast. Okay, we're going back to here. So yeah, so that's super cute, right? All right. Shall we get back into it? Oh wait, no, we get a break. We get a break, right? We get a break. Yes, because I am almost out of tea, so we get a break. Okay. Let me pull up, well, I don't need this timer yet, but I do need the red timer. All right. So, I'm going to go get some more tea, probably hit the bathroom again. Maybe I'll take a couple pills right now because I'm going to remind you to take your meds if you haven't taken your meds. All right. Excuse me. So, Izzy said I should have made tea while I was making lunch. Dang it. All right. Sophia's ready for her test tomorrow. Huzzah. So what are you going to do now after the break? All right. I'll be right back, y'all. And we'll meet back here in a couple of minutes. All right, I am back. Let's see. Sophia says, I will open my doc for editing, but I might not work on it. Opening it counts as work today. I've walked 35,000 steps today, and my brain has picked up some of the tiredness. My entire being would have picked up the tiredness. That's a lot of steps for one day. Okay, I cannot get this. Dang it. Hang on. There we go. That's better. Yeah, you know, that's something I didn't check, my steps for the last few days. I wasn't even checking my steps at all. Let me see. Doot. Oh, it currently says I've taken no steps. Oh, there we go. Let me see if we've got... I don't want that. I want to see what I did over the weekend. I wonder if I don't know how to get to... So I can no longer... So my watch no longer works with Google Fit, which is super annoying. So, yeah. It's not that many when it ends up divided into multiple sessions. Also, shopping isn't that draining. That's true. But my feet hurt. Yes. Rose did like 15,000 on Sunday. Yes. Mine were way higher than usual. I ate way less than usual and still gained a few pounds. Just can't win. Well, then the pounds are probably muscle. You didn't really gain a few pounds. You can't gain a few pounds in a couple days. But it's probably muscle or water. Yeah, either one. Either one. You can't gain a pound in a day. That is impossible. So, yeah, so it's either water or you've built some muscle over the last few days. But either way, it's probably water. Sophia's right. All right, shall we get back into it? I've got more emails. But I think I'm close. I think I'm close to the end of these emails. We'll see. I've still got to do my post-con reports. Yeah, a pound is still a pound, right? Yeah, that's right. It's just not a permanent pound. That's right. Yeah. It's not a weight gain. It's not a real weight gain. So, all right. 20 minutes. Okay, but I am going to actually slow the bouncing down a little. Because I think I put it back up on fast. Yeah. And I don't want it quite that fast. There we go. All right, that's better. All right. Are we ready? 20 minutes. Here we go. Okay, y'all, that's the end of that sprint. How'd you do? My brain broke a little bit, so I actually took the second half of that sprint off and just putzed around a little bit. Oh, mainly because I don't want to deal with something I have to deal with. Not because it's bad or anything, just because it's going to be a headache. So what I might do is handle the other headache, which is my desk. My desk is a mess, and it's been a mess for the last 2 weeks, and it's overwhelming. So I think what I'm going to do on the next sprint is just start working through all the shit I have piled on my desk. I mean, it's a serious mess. Look at this, y'all. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, you can see that chair is covered with stuff, but that's mainly because I just got back. So yeah, it's just a pile of shit. I mean, not literal shit, but you know what I mean. So how'd everybody do that round? Anita's still editing and wandered down the rabbit hole of Norse insults. Okay, give us a good Norse insult. Let's see. Izzy did some more editing, but is unsure if they should put extensive energy into that when I could be writing a new version. Yeah, like, if you're going to write a new version, write the new version. But you can certainly put notes in as you go through, like, reviewing your edits, see what you want to keep and see what you want to get rid of. What does that mean, Sevilla? I don't actually want to try to pronounce it because I'll do it wrong. But I want to know what it means. Don't Google it. Well, that's the wrong answer. That is the incorrect answer, my friend. Izzy said, kind of want to do the edits too in case I can't finish the new one in time for the anthology. Well, or you could just like hunker down and bust it out. Oh, it means cockhead. It's like, but the triple U is what makes it work. Oh, I see. So it's like ball end for the English or dickhead for us in the US. I know. Izzy's like, don't tell me not to Google. That's the first thing I'm going to do. It wasn't the first thing I did, though, because I knew Sophia would tell us. And I'm lazy. So that's good. See, you know, Anita, you've got somebody you can, like, just ask. All right, y'all. Whew, I'm tired. I could just take a nap right now. And y'all know that's saying something because I am not a napper. So, but I did finish adding people to the mailing list I needed to add people to. And I sent a couple different messages that I needed to send. And then that was it. Anita says the word, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, was a specifically female insult in Old Norse. In literal terms, it means someone in the guise of a hobgoblin. I love that. I know so many people like that. Although honestly, they're not mostly women, they're mostly men. So, but that's hilarious. Someone in the guise of a hobgoblin. I feel like I can figure out a way to use that. One of the good things about having gone to Dragon Con is I feel much more enthusiastic about writing. I had some really good conversations. And I've pretty much decided that any further writing is going to be under a pen name for safety reasons. And I'm going to ultimately rebrand my current series under that pen name. I had a conversation with Jonathan Maybury because I wanted to ask his advice on it. And so we discussed it a little bit. And I think that's what I'm going to do. But let's see. Izzy says, I keep wanting to delay all this to tomorrow because the toddler will be with grandma. But I really should be productive today too. Yes. Yes, you should. You should. Because especially if you've got a deadline. I mean, if you didn't have a deadline that you wanted to hit, then yeah, you know, you can wait till tomorrow. But you have a deadline. So you've got to get it done if you want to meet that deadline. And if you decide not to meet that deadline, that's fine too. There's, nobody's going to yell at you. But if that's a personal deadline that you actively want to make, get on it, my friend, get on it. Rose said, yes, I think I might actually be able to get into my edits now. My creative brain feels refreshed. That is one of the best things about conventions, especially cons that have a big writer presence or have like a very specific place for the writers where the writers gather. Is that you come back just like, yes, do the things. I had a really pivotal conversation with someone about I've been struggling a lot, right? And I've been making what are essentially bad decisions, and a lot of it has to do with stress and depression and things like that. But like the conversation I had, we were talking and she was talking about how just making your, like, speaking out loud, making yourself aware. She told me about, so apparently in Japan, there's a particular, I think it was Japan, maybe China, might have been China, I don't remember, an Asian country, it was either, I don't remember which one, maybe it was Korea. Actually, I think it was Korea. Anyway, it's an East Asian country. And there's one town or whatever where at the train station, all of the workers call out what they're doing as they're doing it, regardless of what it is. I am looking, up the track. I am looking down the track. I'm closing the gate. The track is clear. And one of the things she said is that, like, accidents, like, they had like 85% fewer accidents or something, or 65, some high number, right? And I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then as we spoke further, we talked about how if you name stuff, it makes you aware of things. So, and that can help in a lot of things. I struggle with eating. So it's like, oh, I am eating a Pop-Tart. I'm going to eat a Pop-Tart. And it gives me an opportunity to pause and say, is that in furtherance of my goals? Whatever my goals are, right? So if I'm like, okay, I'm going to open this game. Not this game that we have on the screen, because, that's fine. But like, I'm going to open this game. Okay. Is opening that game going to get me closer to my goals? And so, like, and it's funny because those are things I already know. Like, not necessarily the naming of the things, but like, I do that in other aspects of my life. So that's really been sitting in my head. So that's kind of where I am right now, is like noodling over that. So, Rose says, the rest of my brain might be exhausted, but my creative brain needed that, especially since we didn't go to any summer cons. Yes. Sophia says, self-awareness and conscious choices rather than living in your habitual reality is definitely good. Yes. And that's my whole thing. Like, I tend to make conscious choices in other areas regularly. And I used to in this area, but all of the trauma and all of the things that have been going on in the last few years with me has kind of put me in this, like, autopilot avoidance, like, not of always avoidance, but it's like avoidance leaning, right? Avoidance leading autopilot is kind of what it was. So like having that very explicit conversation with that person, and it's somebody who I admire for particular reasons. I don't know her very well. She's not a big name, but her and her husband are indie authors and they do really well. And she's really good at marketing and stuff like that. So I like really admire her in that regard. And so having this conversation and talking about these things explicitly, I feel like really helped me. It felt, you know how when something is the right time for you to hear a thing, it becomes very impactful for you. And again, like, I know this, everything we talked about, I already know because I already do it. but I needed to hear, I needed to have that conversation in that moment. And so I'm very happy with that. Sophia says, this is why I don't like to make excuses for myself as a habit. Oh, sometimes we have reasons for things, but we don't need to make excuses all the time. We can just accept and move on and try to do better. Yeah. And for me too, with all the stuff that's been going on in the last several years, people are always like, give yourself grace. And I agree. Like, that is absolutely a mantra, right? Like, we should all give ourselves grace. But also, for me anyway, there comes a point where it stops feeling like grace and it starts feeling like excuses. And I told somebody today, we were walking and or not today, but over the weekend, we were walking and having that conversation. I was like, I'm tired of giving myself grace. I need to get something done. At this point, I don't even give a fuck what it is. So anyway, all right. So I just thought I'd share that little conversation that I had and agree with everything that everybody's saying in the chat, honestly. Rose about having your cup refilled, your creative cup refilled, being with your people, and Sophia with, holding yourself accountable to your own decisions, which isn't exactly what Sophia said, but I'm tacking on to it. So, all right, but speaking of accountability, let's get on it, y'all. 20 minutes. Here we go. All right, y'all, it's the end of that sprint. How did you do? How did you do? Hey, Valerie, welcome in. Glad you could join us. We're also running a little late today, obviously. So, I was working on clearing this off a little bit, and I realized I have so much mail over here that I haven't gone through. Most of it's junk, but usually I throw the junk away before I bring it to the office, but clearly there were at least a couple days last week where I did not. Hey, that's 20% off coupon. I have a couple checks I have to deposit. How'd everybody else do that round? I feel like we are probably going to do one more sprint and then we're going to raid. So I'm going to, during the next sprint, I'm going to continue to clear off my stuff and I'm going to go find somebody to raid. So Valerie's got to start writing, was doing other stuff. Well, get on it, my friend. You're just in time for the last sprint. So, but we will raid and then you can keep writing with someone else. James says 1, maybe 2 more bugs to go, and then I have to make a modification to some HR reporting. Day job. So much fun. So much fun. Did you see the post, James? Did you see the post I made in the Facebook group about creating your events on Facebook? So don't forget to do that. All right. Anybody else want to check in? I know Sophia went to bed. Anita, how are you doing out there? You still with us? And Autumn, and Jay, and Danielle, and Rose, and Izzy. We haven't heard from a lot of you in a while. Anita says, I made the childhood of a character sufficiently miserable and received the list of the winners from my library thing giveaway. Good job. Huzzah. Thank you, James. Valerie says, my book came out yesterday. Congratulations. You going to drop us a link? You going to drop us a link in the chat? I feel like you should. I mean, no pressure. You don't have to. I'm not your mom, but, Rose is also rotting at day job stuff, James. Y'all are like a pair. Yes, Valerie's gonna share a link. So excited. So excited. You like our new view on our Spirit City, Val? Sorry, Val. There it is. There it is, right at the top. Which you would. Okay, that is a great title. And a cute, cute cover. Aw, yay. If you're in the TWT Facebook group, you are welcome to post a link in the group if you'd like. Yeah. I haven't gotten there. I literally just bought it all last night. I actually also bought the other DLCs that I hadn't, like the winter spirits and all that, and the member perk, whatever it was. So I bought it all. So I don't even know what I don't have yet. Oh, you did post yesterday. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Valerie, you and I are on the same boat. It's like, yeah, okay, I've got them all now. So yeah, so this is a fun one. I like it. And I like how it was smart for them to do like a travel thing, because that means they can then create other places that the train can take you to, which I think is cool. Yeah, I listened to a little bit. I'm not really big on music on my things, but yeah, I did listen to a little bit. I know they partnered with Lo-Fi Girl and stuff, so there's a lot of that in there. There's Jay. Sorry, AFKing with the day job. Okay, I understand entirely. Just wanted to make sure you were okay. All right. Shall we get going? Valerie says, I can't do music with lyrics so much when writing, but the lo-fi works for me. Yeah, I can't either. Or I can do music with lyrics if I don't know the song. But then after a while, I know the song, so I can't do it anymore. Jay says, coming out of Labor Day and everybody has a crisis. I mean, yes. Yes, it's true. All right, y'all, let's get back into it. One more sprint. I'm going to go find somebody for us to raid. Here we go, y'all. I almost missed it. Almost missed it. All right. How did everybody do? So I've managed to whittle down the mail pile to just like a few more, and I think it's mostly actual real mail. Um, so yeah, I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. Okay. So, Bards and Brew won the thing. Thank you so much, because for a while it was like tied. There were three that each had one vote, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna have to make a decision anyway. So thank you, whoever put in that last vote. But yeah, so Bard and Brews is currently streaming, so we will pop on over there and raid them in a few minutes. How'd everybody do? Y'all check in. Um, it's a good name, right? It's a good name. They're a good streamer. I enjoy their stream when I'm able to get over there. So yeah, okay, so I'm gonna go over the events of the coming week at the Writers Troupe that I know of, that I have been apprised of. So, so let's see. So tomorrow we'll be doing this again from noon until 3, and 3 will be a hard cutoff time for us. Like I might go 5 or 10 minutes over if that's how the sprint works, but I have a dentist appointment at 4, so I got to be out of here. So 12 to 3 tomorrow, right here again. Then in the evening at 7 o'clock, Amelia hosts her 30-minute writing sprint. She goes from 7 till 9. And y'all might have missed those last week because she was at Dragon Con with me. But she's back again tomorrow at 7 p.m. These are all Eastern time, by the way. So Friday, 7 a.m., summer morning. Actually, those are probably over. I haven't heard from Sarah. We'll leave them on there for now, but I'm pretty sure those are over. 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. on Friday. Then at 1 o'clock, I host our usual co-working on Zoom. It goes from 1 until 2:30. Then at 7 p.m., at 7 p.m., Amelia does her writing sprints again from 7 until 9. What did that? Something just went off. Okay. Then our very own James, who is out there in the chat, on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, does the Saturday Discord sprints. Goes from 11 until 1. Then on Sunday, we have... Wait, where'd it go? I need to re-add the Sunday morning write-in with Lisa Raby. So let me do that until the end of... we'll just leave it. Okay, sorry. Okay, there we go. I had to re-add it to the calendar because it expired at the beginning of September, but she's going to keep going. So 10 a.m. on Sunday, we have the Sunday morning write-in with Lisa Raby. She goes from 10 until 12. Oh, excuse me. Then that evening at 7 p.m., we have our usual Zoom chat. If you haven't voted on the topic yet, please go into the Facebook group, and in the events section, you'll find the Sunday event. In that event, you'll find a post with the currently suggested topics. You are welcome to suggest an additional topic or two if you'd like, and or vote on the current topics. So that will be Sunday at 7 p.m. and we go till about 8:30. Monday, 7 a.m., summer morning writing group, 7 until 8. Then at noon, we have kick off the week co-working with Tiffany Vega, though I'm not sure she's doing that anymore. But at 2 p.m., Joe Compton is doing his sprints and meditation. Then at 9 p.m. on Monday on the Go Indie Now Network, I will have my conversation and a cocktail, and I will be sitting down with multiverse guest of honor Lisa Yazik, and she is pretty much an expert on science fiction and all kinds of other stuff. I'm so excited to have her here because that's a big blind spot for me. So 9 p.m. on Monday evening, conversation and cocktail on the Go Indie Now Network on YouTube. On Tuesday, 7 p.m., we have writing sprints with Amelia from 7 till 9. And that brings us back around to next Wednesday, where I'll be right here again at noon, doing this all over again. So, all right. Let's see. Izzy said, this is the first stream I've attended. Welcome, friend. Yes. Yay. And the news story is up to 440 words. Decided to stick with third person and am somewhat getting into the flow. Blah, 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 blah. I'm having trouble with words, y'all. Great job, friend. Anita says another rabbit hole. This one for Oscar research, yes, and more editing. And James squashed 2 more buggies. Yes. And I think Rose's ooh is for the Lisa Yazik thing on Conversation in a Cocktail. I think that's what it's for. Y'all, I cannot wait until after this multiverse when we announce next year's guests. I'm so excited. Okay. Okay, so let me set us up. I figured it was Rose. All right, so let me set us up for the raid. As always, thank you so much for being here with me. You guys, keep me going. So, especially after something like, this weekend, I've been so scattered this week because of the weekend. So, I know, Rose, I've been awful to people. I've just been taunting them with me knowing and them not. So, anyway, just hang out. If you're new and you've never participated in a raid yet, you don't have to do anything. You just hang out, and we're just going to all go over there together. All right, here we go. Y'all see you tomorrow. Bye.
I'm the first in line. Honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. If you need me, let me know. Gonna be around.
He tried to write a shout out. There we go. A little shout out. Let me do a big shout out to writers. Welcome in, Writers Troop. Thank you so much for bringing your community on over.
Now following.
Shout out the Writers Troop. There we go.